Hello and welcome to today's edition of Political Voice. My name is Chuka Adewale Chukudile. There's a lot happening in the political space in Nigeria, but we have two stories we're tracking today. First, the National Judicial Council, NJC, led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Olatokunbo Kekere-Ekun, has suspended two High Court judges over allegations of misconduct. Plus, former Rivers State Governor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, has been criticized by the Ondo Freedom Movement, a coalition of pro-democracy and good governance groups, following remarks he made regarding the upcoming Ondo State governorship election set for November 16th. And joining us here in the studio to discuss this is Barrister Darlington, who is a social and political critic. And also we have Mr. Lawan Ekudayo, an educationist, activist, and as well as a public affairs analyst. Welcome to the show this evening, gentlemen.
Yeah. Good evening, Chuka. How are you?
Very well, sir. Welcome to the show, sir. But before we get right into these stories, let's take a global overview of happenings around the world. South Korea's main opposition leader, Lee Jae-myung, has been convicted on charges of violating the country's election law and handed a one-year suspended prison sentence.
Good.
The Seoul Central District Court today found the leader of the Democratic Party guilty of making false statements before the 2022 presidential election in violation of the Public Official Election Act. If upheld, the ruling will strip Lee of his parliamentary seat and bar him from running in the next presidential election in 2027, as the law prohibits him from running for public office for the next 5 years. Lee said after the hearing that he would appeal the court's decision. Lee's supporters and critics occupied separate streets near the court, shouting opposing slogans and holding signs that say, "Lee Jae-myung is innocent," and "Arrest Lee Jae-myung." And on to Namibia. Namibia's International Relations Minister, Dr. Peya Moshilenga, has announced the country's readiness to hold a National Assembly and presidential elections in 2 weeks, affirming that the ruling Southwest African People's Organization, which has governed since independence in 1990, faces strong competition from other political parties in this election. Additionally, Peya noted that SWAPO has nominated its vice president, a female candidate, as the presidential candidate. Speaking in an interview, Moshilenga expressed optimism about SWAPO's retaining power, citing the early completion of special votes from security personnel and citizens abroad as allowed by law. Moshilenga emphasized that Namibia is fully prepared for the elections, ensuring that all eligible voters, including those outside the country, have had the opportunity to participate. And we will now go on to a short break, and when we return, we will get right into today's topic of discussion. Please stay. The National Judicial Council, NJC, led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Olatokunbo Kekere-Ekun, has suspended two High Court judges over allegations of misconduct. Justice G.C. Aguma of the Rivers State High Court and Justice A.O. Wike of the Anambra State High Court will face a one-year suspension without pay, followed by a 2-year on the watch list. The Judicial Council recommended the compulsory retirement of the Chief Judge of Imo State, Justice Chukwuemeka Chikeka, and the Grand Kadi of Yobe State, Kadi Babangana Madi, due to falsification of their ages. Meanwhile, the Council cleared Justice Peter Lifu, stating that he neither demonstrated personal interest in the Rivers State case nor engaged in misconduct during the proceedings. Allegations of bribery against Justice Lifu were found to be substantiated, and these decisions were taken at the 107th meeting of the 13th and 14th November 2024, a statement which was signed by Kemi Babalola Ogedengbe Esquire, NJC Deputy Director for Information on Friday. I'm going to start with Barrister Darlington. Barrister, why does it seem like our judiciary has come under a lot of criticisms of late? It seems like they've been making the news for the wrong headlines recently.
Yes. I thank God people have heard our voice. I've been expecting this. That's what happens when you raise your voice. No matter how bad somebody may be, he will be forced to act. Yes. Especially if the principle of mandamus is anything to go by, when you compel a public official to do his or her duty. Yes, the CJN has woken up. In fact, he should go further. There are many more bad eggs in the judiciary. Seriously. You see this Omoto Osho and this other man who is always handling Rivers case. They should look inward. They should look deeply. They should look deeply. Even the just LIFO that they exonerated, I'm not too comfortable. There must be something. There must be skeleton in their cupboard. So what the CJN have done now is good, but it should not be selective. It should not be selective. Let every one of them that have been involved in infamy, in judicial rascality, let them go down. That's the only way to clean up the judiciary. After all, a single journalist did it in Ghana. A journalist, he did it in Ghana and cleaned up the entire Ghana judiciary. So let the CJN put her foot down and let every one of them go down so that there will be sanity in our judiciary. Because after the judiciary, no other place to go. No other place to take your case to. That's why it's so important. We can't have such a body playing with the lives of people, playing with the destiny of people, playing with the destiny of this country. Seriously, what she have done is good. At least she have made good her ways. Yes, I think it should continue, and it will be a warning for other judges. Now, what other lesson? The judges will now know that the politician that is using you, when the chiefs are there, they will not save you.
Exactly.
They will rubbish your career, rubbish your name, rubbish the destiny you are pursuing. Everything you have gained, you draw up in one fell swoop, all of them will go down in drain. Now, whether Wike or APC people that is making these people to give the judgment, that where are they now? Can they come and reverse what the CJN have done? The answer is no. So that is why they must be very careful. What will it benefit a judge to gain all the whole power, all the whole money, all the whole bribery, all the whole infamy, and lose his integrity and his respect? Nothing. So it's a good one for the judiciary and for what? The rule of law. And for, in fact, the human rights community. Because I know that petitions were written. It's not just ordinary one. Petitions were written. And people were crying from the rooftop about these other people that were, especially that. You can imagine a judge falsifying his age. That means even where you are sitting on a presiding over cases, you are sitting on your own corruption. Exactly. Can you imagine? If a civil servant is brought to you, he brought before you now that this civil servant has falsified his age, and therefore he lied on the oath, they are charging him for perjury before you. Your mind will not touch you that, I'm guilty of this, you know. You can imagine. And he's sitting there. You can imagine. So this type of thing is not even enough for that man to go that they should prosecute him. Seriously. They should prosecute him. Not compulsory retirement for what? The fact has been established. Let him be prosecuted. That's what I'm saying. So thumbs up for the CJN. In fact, I have to clap for her. She has done well here. Maybe she wants to clean up her name. Yes, she wants to clean up her name for her past infamy. But let it start from now. It's good.
Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, Barrister. Mr. Lawal, this question is for you. We have a judge being placed under suspension, 2 judges actually. Does it not call to question their integrity? They've been placed under suspension because they've been found to have committed offenses. So
not even on suspension. That suspension is it's even mild.
Suspension without pay, 1 year suspension without pay,
and 2 years. And for them to return what they have collected illegally, You get it? They backdated it for them. You get it? They are supposed to have retired like 2 years ago. You falsified. Therefore, you have to
return all that money.
You get, and that is even worse than suspension.
Yes.
Because that means it has been established that you committed it. Just like this Kogi former governor, you get that had to return how much? I think 82 billion naira.
Yeah, Bello.
Bello. And up to now, it's still moving around. That's my headache. That's the only thing I am afraid of. What comes to my mind is, I hope it's not going to operate like EFCC that has areas, that has nets. You know, EFCC's net is a special net. It only catches
specific people.
Yeah, it catches specific people. So the rest will just go through the net. You get it? Why it's only for some certain set. I hope it will not be like that, because this is a big noise. It's a big noise.
But does this not undermine the integrity of the judges going forward? Because even after the suspension, and then you're going to be on a 2-year watch list. How would it feel when they come back to, and then does it not undermine their integrity? Because your character is already under question.
Anyway, there's a proverb. I'm not. Maybe you should help me, sir. He said, anybody who's coming under equity must have a clean hand. Yes, you get it.
And one beating, twice shy.
Yeah. So now that they've shown that your hands are very, very black, you now want to come in and check other people's hands that are black. You know, it's very difficult. It's going to cause a lot of, in fact, any small thing like this, such judges, there will be petition. You get, and they said they place them on two years watch list. That is where you are going to be of good conduct. In fact,
so whatever judgment they give, whatever judgment
their integrity is gone.
Oh my God!
I don't think they can replace that integrity. You get it? It can't, because it's easier for anybody to write petition against such judge. Any small thing, because they are already waiting for people to petition. That's why they say you are placed on 2 years.
So people who have issues with, they've had previous prior issues, can now come forward.
Even during new cases, you get any small thing that you are already writing, and so even for the judge to make pronouncement or look at cases, there will be that tension. You get it? The judge will not feel comfortable. I don't think they can really come back to that place. I think they should be trying to find something else to do.
That's
because you are going to be dealing with people.
That illustrious career has gone down.
Yes, and this thing is not done in secret. It was done in open, internationally. You get, so how do you come back and sit down and say, okay, I want to judge cases between people. Like what happened, sir? Do you remember the case of Moses in the Bible? When he killed one Egyptian. When they were having, they were having issues. He now saw another Egyptian having issues with with an Israelite. He now want to come in. I mean, between two Israelites. He now want to. Before it was between Egyptian and Israelite. So he killed the Israelite.
Then his own brother now said, "Do you want to kill me like you killed that?"
Yes. That you see now. You now want to come and judge. So it's easy to.
It was at that point that Moses took off.
He ran away. That is what is going to. So the best thing is for them to just find another level. I don't know how they are going to handle this. Because for you to place a judge on watch list, you feel uncomfortable.
There are procedures in the legal profession on how to discipline any member of the Temple of Justice.
Okay.
Yes. The judiciary, or rather, the judiciary at that level, they have their own. The NBA have their own. You know, you have the bar and the bench.
Yes.
Now you are dealing with the bench. So at that level, they have their own way of dealing with erring members. That's the difference here. So you cannot, on the surface of what was said, or without verification, they will look at the judgment that you have passed and see where it is tainted with corruption. Because the corruption you are talking about, you won't see it with ordinary eye.
True.
It is by your judgment.
Yes.
Your judgment, that's why it must be scrutinized. Yes, every judgment. Look, law is not anybody's profession. No. There are serious checks and balances in the law, imbued. That is why whenever a judge is erring, any lawyer in the court will detect it. your body language, your statement, your judgment. In fact, people can. That's why you can go and take the copy of the judgment of any judge and then scrutinize it line by line and see where the corruption. You can point it out because every statement you make, every decision you took must be backed up by judicial decision in the law court. You can't just wake up and take this. No. This thing you said now, what is the authority? If you cannot back it up with known authority, you see where the corruption will be dictated by anybody.
Exactly.
Even if you quote something that is not there, you cannot go and, oh, it was a mistake. No, you deliberately did it. Meanwhile, the other party, whom you ruled against, they have their own cases and authority, which they have cited, and you neglected it and choose to go the other way. That means you have been bribed or you are being biased. That is why your judgment must be upright. So that even if Satan decides to look at it, he won't find you fault.
True.
That's it. That's how they are caught. So if not, if these things are not there, you won't know. When you read that, if a layman read that the judgment, say, okay, yeah, I know. But a very good lawyer, when you look at the judgment of it, look at it. He will tell you. But you're a layman, you won't know. So that is where they are caught. The judgment they have passed, the statement they have made, and all that is very, very important. So when they are in court, lawyers don't just go, they observe the movement of the judge. Okay. Like this judge who ruled in the River State matter. Yeah. While she was in court, she was not going to the chambers 3 times. You left your seat, you went to the chambers and came back. After the flash you went back. You know that kind of, what are you doing? It's not as if she went to go and ease herself for something. So that alone, it will tell you that she's taking order from somebody. It's not done, it's not allowed.
Sad.
And sir, what about that case that happened some time ago in which I think that judge and they give a conflicting judgment in which what the clerk read and what was that case? Yes. Have you forgotten that case?
That part of where I said, that was in Kano now. That was in Kano.
You wish you give to
conflicting?
Yeah. It was that particular matter that gave victory to NMPP.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember that, that there was a conflict.
That because it's like the clerk deliberately did it. That was the original judgment. But when they wanted to now make an announcement, they now went to go and read another one. Meanwhile, the clerk, maybe they have sympathy for NMPP. That was why she brought it out. And they couldn't to explain it. In fact, it cannot be explained. That cannot be typographical because it's a whole paragraph.
Not even paragraph.
Yes.
A whole page. Itemized. It was itemized.
Nobody can come and tell. It's a typographical error. Can be maybe you wanted to write is or you now wrote was. Anybody can.
It's a full.
Like now, we have a matter in Imo State.
Okay.
Our man they are supposed to write Umuoke. He wrote Umulogo. When they now got to court, they discovered it. The other lawyer say he wanted to correct it, just that word. They are neighboring, villages. The court is at Umuoke. Okay. But the man who wrote Umulogo because he's coming from Owerri. He's one of us. So the other lawyer said, no, you can't correct it with biro. Yes. You have to go back, retype it, and then refile. We said, okay, no problem. That is purely typographical error. You understand now? But when a whole page itemized this, showing that the case was won by NMPP, but when God wanted to deliver his people, the man who wrote wrote this in, and then maybe they wanted to give it to APC.
In fact, they already given it to inside that final judgment, final sentence.
Yes, because after they will take a date to read the judgment. Yes. Maybe within that period, something changed hands.
Okay.
You understand now? All this time, whenever you hear the court have taken a date to give judgment, meanwhile the judgment is ready. They will not take 7 days, 1 month. What do you think is going on? It is that time that the horse trading will start going on.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, they have written the judgment already. So they may not even remember. That's what happened in Kano. So when the clerk was we were just went ahead because that was there. So when they had now they read another thing against what was typed.
In fact,
so when these other people now went to go and collect the judgment, they saw everything. That was, in fact, it was an embarrassment. They wanted to say, no. That was what gave NNPP that victory. I'm telling you. That was what gave it that victory.
A lot of issues.
So it happens. So when you see things like that, know that the judge is not sincere.
But what's going to happen to that judge? I think this should be one of those things that...
one of the, I guess...
Because that case, that judge, I remember, from the beginning of that itemization...
The NJC, they probed it. They called him.
From the beginning, he was talking nice about AMPP. You get it? Saying that they were winning. At the end, the last statement, he now said APC. It was that how can two people won in the same paper?
Exactly. So that was it.
It was a serious case now.
So he didn't know. He forgot. And then God revealed it to them. But what we are saying in essence, my dear, our judges have been so corrupt by politicians. I'm telling you.
It is quite sad.
It is very clear, very obvious. They don't even, in fact, it's no longer a secret. All these things that, whenever you have an issue with APC, go to court. They will deliberately commit the offense. So everybody, every evidence will be there. But they are so comfortable, so confident that the court will exonerate them. That's why they will commit it and say, go to court. Go to court. You are pinching somebody. Everybody will come and everybody seeing it. When the person complains, say, go to court. Because you know when they go to court, they say, no, this hand that you are seeing, no, it was doctored. The man was just...
Are you sure the man that pitched you? Are you sure it is his own hand? Are you sure it's his hand?
As regards going to court, correct me if I'm wrong. Falsification of age is a jailable offense. Is it?
Yes. It's a criminal offense.
Perjury.
Yeah.
So what happens to these judges?
That's what I'm saying. That's why maybe because of his age or whatever, or because he has a sympathy, that's why they say he must retire. But I'm telling you, not enough. He should return all the money.
They say he's going to return the money.
He return all the money.
Not enough.
And then be prosecuted. Nobody's above the law.
Can be jailed in absentia. Is that not possible?
No, it's not. No, absentia. You must face the court. You're in Nigeria here. Yes. It's only when you have taken off. Maybe you ran away or something. You can still be tried in absentia, just like Tompolo.
Okay.
Yes, we were tried and jailed. So it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that this judge should have been, especially from Imo State. In fact.
And he lied on oath too. That's another problem. He lied on oath because he did
that was the judge doing the bidding of Hope Uzodinma. I don't even know why they did not remove the militant and join him with Hope Uzodinma. I'm telling you. That's what we have been seeing in Imo State. You can see now. He's sitting there because he's doing something for Hope Uzodinma. That's why they will allow it to continue there, to sit there and be doing all sorts of things.
Yes,
so the CJS should have the political will to ask that man to be prosecuted. That is, in fact, that will add more feather to her cap.
Very true.
I'm telling you.
Very, very true.
Perjury, falsification of age. It's a serious issue. Because I know if an ordinary civil servant were to do it now, he will go to jail.
Of course.
He will go to jail. Why do you now want to give the judge a soft landing? If the money they say, he may not even return any money. Maybe that's why they will catch him. If he refuses to pay that money.
That's where it ends now. Because how do you know that he has paid back? That's the problem now.
They will follow it up.
Well, how many people has the time? Just for very soon.
Because they are calculated it from the day he falsifies his age. All the money, I mean, is on record. So they will give it to him and he will pay it.
I think what Mr. Kuda is saying is, how are we going to know? Because it's a them thing. So they might just sweep it under the carpet as well.
Well, since they said he should return, that's the end. Nobody's saying that he didn't return it. Nobody's going
to follow up.
Yes, we know whether he returned or not. And that's the end.
90% of the time, they don't return the money. They will only
Nobody follows it.
They will now go and ask for a variation of the judgment or something. That they cannot be able to pay and give 1,001 reasons.
Excuses.
Then, at the end of the day, but they have been retired. And nobody may know what happened behind the closed door. That's the truth.
Just take off or go to just hide.
It also seems like our judiciary has been captured by the executive. Mr. Kuda, this is for you.
We've been saying this thousands of times now. We've been saying this thousands and thousands of times, that in democracy,
there's a lot of interference from the executive.
It's too much now.
A lot of interference.
A lot. It's too much. We've seen cases of political cases that have been, we begin to, everybody raise an eyebrow. You get it, and make a loud noise about it. Look at the case. Why are we still dragging the case of that 27 lawmakers? Why are we still dragging it up till now? A case that is glaring to the whole world. is a computer number. 2 plus 2, is equals to what?
4, obviously.
2 plus 2 is equal to 4. In Nigeria, it's not always like it can go
to
to
27.
No, it can be 39.
In Nigeria, it's 44.
Yeah, because you get it. There are people. I don't understand. I don't. If somebody leaves school, maybe he definitely leave the school. Automatically, his record disappears. Do you eventually find his record there again and say because we need to go to court to see whether his name supposed to be removed officially or not? Automatically, the school take effect based on what the fact they have. That's why we said here that did they put gun on their head that they should say that they defect? Did they? And they did not even deny it. They didn't even say no. We are still part of PDPO. They still maintain up to now. Is that all right, sir? That they have defected. They still maintain it up to now that they have defected because they could have said no. It was an error. They still insisted.
They're suffering for it, huh?
INEC, the government is holding things. That's why I said 2 things are important in democracy. After those 2 things, you can't have democracy. 1, judiciary and your INEC. Those are the 2 things that make democracy. Judiciary and the INEC. Even in UK, where you have the king, is subjected to the law.
True.
And it will not interfere in their electoral process. It's subjected to the law.
Very true.
Because they know those 2 things, the moment it is those 2 things are compromised, you understand? Then you can't have democracy. You can't. Because democracy means that the people actually want you to be there. And you can only do that through INEC and the court. And if both of them are compromised, you don't have a confidence in them, you don't have democracy. That's what is happening in Nigeria.
Very true, which is very sad.
And I seriously blame 2 people, two groups of Nigerians.
Okay.
I blame the electorate. I blame common Nigerians for being careless with their democracy. We are very careless with democracy in Nigeria.
That's one. What's the second?
The second one is the House of Assembly.
House of Assembly?
Yes.
Or Federal House?
The National.
Yes, the National.
Okay.
All of them all together. I blame because they are the ones to make law. Those laws are to protect democracy.
True.
They are not to make law for, salary. No. The law, every law you make, you get it. It's a challenge to democracy. It's a challenge to democracy. Every law you make is a challenge to democracy. That is why they do review. You get it?
Yes.
They do review.
Yes.
So that they can continually refine, you get it, their democracy for optimum performance. Democracy is like a machine. You get it? It's like it's
oil for it to.
Yes. You have to look at which part is not working well. You remove that part. You fix another one. So that your democracy can work at its optimum. So that everybody can be. You get it? Can enjoy that democracy. But it's not happening in Nigeria. And I blame these 2 sets of the categories of people. The Nigerian people who have been very careless with their democracy. Some people will tell you, I got my voter's card. What do I need it for? Is this not when they need it? I need it to do official thing in bank. Or maybe they told me to bring it in local government. That is when I take it. What is my own business with voting? Sir, Nigerians. And I tell them, I said, some people are somewhere making decisions over your head. You say it doesn't concern you. Are you not being, kind of...
You might not blame them because they've lost trust in the whole system.
How can you can't lose trust in something, you get it, that belongs to you. Sir, can you lose trust in something that belongs to you? You want to give it out. Give it to somebody else. Now the person will use it against you. Is that not it? When you lose trust in what belongs to you, democracy belongs to us.
This all boils down to voter education, which is another thing that, like you also mentioned, INEC is also a part of the problem, which is that means they're not really doing their job properly.
So how did the INEC get here? How did INEC, who elected, how did INEC officials get there? Is it not through the people you elected into offices? And is it not coming back to the same electorate? People, when you are careless, you have this nonchalant attitude towards your democracy. Eventually, the wrong people who have selfish interest will get there, and they will use the machine of democracy to their own advantage.
True.
So they will elect INEC that will favor them. Is that not, sir?
Very true.
They will.
I have one question for Barrister before we move to our next story because of our time. How can we make our judiciary independent from the executive arm of government? How can we? Because in Nigeria, especially, how can we do this? Because it seems that it's already a merger. And with this current administration, it seems like because first thing this man, our president did when he came to power was to increase the salary of the judges.
Increase his own salary.
You know, okay. I get where you're coming from.
Am I lying?
Increase salary of judges. And now we have Wike that is also buying houses and giving them cars. So and then you expect the judiciary to be independent-minded. How do we separate the judiciary from the executive?
You see, the three arms of government, the executive, the judicial, and the legislature, they're supposed to be independent of each other. That is the only time you can now say, yes, you have some checks and balances. But whereby the executive, because they have the power of the purse, they are now using it to compromise these other two institutions. Then there is a problem here. Like what Wike is doing at the FCT is wrong. Everybody have criticized it. He does not have the right to buy cars and build houses for judges. Those judges, are they living on the street before? Don't they have houses? No, tell me, is it possible that they don't?
Part of the allowances.
So these are the things. And besides, there has been a court ruling that the judiciary should be giving their money. Or they should be their money should be
allocation for them.
Like it should be from the first line charge, from the federal allocation.
Yes.
Give it to them. Let them utilize it. All they needed to do is to give you their own budget for the year.
Yes.
Just like every other agency or institution of government. Then the legislature give them their own money. Then you can see that at least they can be independent. But whereby that you are holding them by the jugular, buying cars like the cars they bought for lawmakers, they could have used their own money to buy those cars.
115 million.
You can be able to buy those cars. It's wrong. And for them to have even accepted it, that's
exactly.
Equally another infamy on his own.
Exactly.
Why did you take? Because you know that it's not about they are giving it to you to do your job. No. Those is like a Greek gift.
It's subtle form of bribe.
Yes, it's a Greek gift. Yes.
Said, yeah.
On the surface, it will look very nice, but inside it is filled with dirty, manipulations. And so whenever you want to be decisive, or then you now remember, this is the man who bought me a car. Whenever you want to do anything, say, this is the man who built a house for me.
Very true.
All these things must come to your mind, and it will compromise your decision.
And sorry, sir, and it doesn't. It's not about the car only. There are some other incentives that will come in.
Of course.
It's not about the car only.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying?
That was don't accept anything.
Of course.
Because I remember, even under the military, a certain time David West was sacked as Minister of Petroleum because he collected a watch and drank tea. That's all.
I heard that story, yes.
No, he collected a wristwatch, and drank tea for somebody who is interested in the oil industry, doing business and all that. And Babangida had it, and then for that, he disgraced the man out of office. Just watch and tea.
I heard that story.
But look at what these people are doing here. Look at what they are doing in the open. They are not even hiding it.
The judiciary needs a lot of reforms. That's just the truth at this point. Lots of reforms. And we just hope the Chief Justice, who has started this job, we hope she can continue and take on this job.
I just pray that
follow through.
Somebody will not call her to slow down.
Okay, that would be another.
Maybe she has a special net.
Maybe she will not.
She has her own case from the pending that's been coming by the background.
I know somebody will not call her to slow down. That's what
we have a second story to move, which is quite interesting as well. So because of our time, I'll move on to our second topic of discussion. Former Rivers State Governor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has been criticized by the Ondo Freedom Movement, a coalition of pro-democracy and good governance group, following remarks he made regarding the upcoming Ondo State governorship election set for October 16th, which is coincidentally tomorrow. In a recent interview, Wike expressed doubts over efforts by Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and other leaders of the party aiming to strengthen democracy in Ondo State and ensure the electorate's voice is respected. Reacting to Wike's comments, Comrade Ayodele Idowu, coordinator of the Ondo Freedom Movement, accused the minister of dismissing the ongoing democratic efforts led by Governor Makinde and other influential figures. The group noted that the efforts include building support for the PDP candidate, Honorable Agbola Ajayi, which they claim has unsettled the ruling All Progressives Congress and its candidate, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The coalition also warned against alleged plans by the APC to manipulate the election results. The Ondo Freedom Movement vowed to stand against any attempt to subvert the democratic process and ensure that the election remains free, fair, and reflective of the people's choice. Well, Barrister, I'll come to you on this.
Okay. Please, does it not sound embarrassing that every election, Wike's name will come up? No, on a more serious note, in Edo, his name came up. His cousin was appointed as the...
Rec. Was it Rec?
Rec. And yet, with all the hue and cry, the guy was not removed. Now, Ondo has come up again. He's making statement. Please, is Wike the president of Nigeria? You know, when we create all this small fire, we don't know how far it will go when it now get out of hand. We are creating all these small monsters. They are going to grow to become a very big monster. Wike is overshooting, is overreaching himself. In fact, he has been shooting himself on the right foot, and I don't know why the foot is still there. Seriously, this man, all he has been doing is to compromise and destroy every institution we have because of maybe the little money he got from River State. Because I still wonder, is Wike doing all this with his own money? The answer is no. So what is EFCC doing? So of all the governors, Wike is so clean that even if you check him now, you will not find one single thing on him. So who is protecting him? The man is becoming...
Unbecoming.
Yes, even he's becoming too big for this country. I'm not joking. It may go to a point, Tinubu may be wondering why he was sleeping all this while. The earlier they call him to order, the better. Look at of all the ex-governors, he's the only one making us all over the place. From Rivers to Edo, from Edo to Ondo, and to Abuja. One man. He's all over the place. He likes controversy. Even where there should be none.
He's a flying cow.
So this is not fair for our democracy. It's not. This man should be reined in. Look at what happened in South Korea, which you read there. Just a statement the man made.
Exactly.
Even the president, they threw him inside jail without any scruples.
That's a country that has a proper structure of governance.
Look at that man at South Korea. That's why when you see a country that wants to move forward, that's what they do with their law. They don't have any respect for anybody. They don't have respect for the man is already, before he can appeal himself, he's already inside jail.
Go there first. Go
yes, but that's the first thing you must obey, yes. If the appeal will succeed, you now come out. So, look at our own case here. We see people behaving and acting anyhow. Even the day where Tinubu said, do you want Edo State? They said, yes. I will give you Edo State.
I don't.
As if it's the child, the INEC child, the voter.
As if it's property.
Yes.
And it happened, and everybody just kept quiet. That statement alone is enough to even cause impeachment for him.
It's true.
Give.
But because he hear everything go, this is somebody who wants to reform Nigeria. These are my fight. Whenever someone wants to, I said, no, you are not reforming anything. Rather, you are destroying things.
It seems that, because now, looking at him as a party man, okay, Mr. Ekudayo, let me bring this to you. Looking at him as a party man, it seems he has deliberately undermined every effort of his party, because he's still a member of the PDP, even though he's a minister in an APC. It seems that he has undermined every effort of the party. He undermined it in those states. Now he's undermining it in Ondo. And yet you claim to be a member.
And his campaign. See, okay, look at it now. He's in Ondo and he's campaigning for APC. You get what I'm saying? He's in Ondo and he's campaigning for APC.
Against his own party.
Against his own party openly. You get it?
And yet, so I don't know what the party leadership has there. I mean, they are still sitting down and looking at him.
Nigeria, that's why I said I like what two governors, I don't know, did. And I pray that other governors elect or coming up will emulate what Fubara is doing to him is very painful to him.
He didn't see it coming.
Yes. And God is giving that guy, again, God is giving him, that success.
That is why he said that when you cook for a whole village, they will finish the food and still ask for more. But when the whole village cook for you, you won't even go out. So that's what happened to Wike in Rivers. What the people in Rivers, 90% of them are behind the Fubara.
Governor, yes.
They have even threatened Wike. All the job people, every one of them, from Asari Dokubo and the rest of them, they are behind the governor. That's why you can't hear any noise there. All the Wike boys, they have gone underground.
Yes.
Because they are waiting for them to make noise. They will eat them raw. They will eat them raw for breakfast.
They're not smiling. Really.
So you can't bring all the thought to come out because these guys are waiting for them. When they did the election, this is what happened. Immediately the Fubara boys came, all of them disappeared. And the chairman took over and they are running the place by now. They are telling them to come out. Talks are guarding the whole local government too, waiting for Wike boys to come out. Did you hear them come out? That's why I told you here that monkey clever. Now when the trees are together, when they separate the tree, you can't do anything. That's the truth. All these people that are making us order, it's because the people have not come out and said, look, we too want to die today. They will run. I'm telling you, they will run. So that will tell is a typical example. Wike has been crippled in River State. That's why he has moved to Ondo and is talking from Abuja.
That's where
He's talking from Abuja.
That's the only place he has his root.
So,
he has lost his root in so many in rivers. You get it? So his root is just in Abuja, and it's being fed by we know who is doing that.
Mr. Lawal, let me ask you this question because now he has come out to openly criticize his colleague, which is Sheyi Makinde. This is somebody that
his party saying his party will not do well.
Somebody that they all together undermined their party in the last election. Now, Sheyi Makinde has gone to Ondo to go and support his party,
yes.
And now Wike has come to come and how will I say it? Criticize the governor, saying whatever he's doing.
He has gone against his party.
So does that not show? Does it not seem like there's a crack beginning to happen between these principles? Because this is Wike openly coming out to criticize Sheyi Makinde that has always been his lackey, his guy. But now he's coming out openly to say what he said against the doing. It seems like there's a friction that is happening between the two of them that we might not know.
There's a friction between Wike and even the party itself. The problem that PDP is having is because PDP is having an internal issue. You get it? PDP is having internal issue. They have not put their house in order. That is why it's easy, you get, for somebody like Wike to be, what do they call this bone in Igbo? Bone that, when you are eating food and you mistakenly swallow a bone, you abandon everything you are doing and focus on how you are going to get rid of that bone. That is what
the question I'm asking now, does it seem to be like a crack in their relationship between the governorship?
It's obvious now.
It has always been like that now.
It's obvious. But when there was the 5 governors that wanted to stop Atiku, at that time they were in bed with each other.
Exactly.
From Autumn to the one in Enugu.
They were everywhere together.
To the one in Abia, to Wike and to Makinde.
They were traveling everywhere together.
Now, the chiefs
they were wearing Ashwebi together.
Good. The chiefs are down. The chiefs are down. Makinde have seen that the center can no longer hold. Are you getting it? Whatever they were doing at that time, it has crashed. Especially when the man they were supporting has performed very disastrously. That is the person that Wike was dancing behind. Look at the performance. Is that not enough for them to be ashamed in the first place? Because I know that if Atiku had come in or Obi, things wouldn't have been like this. So maybe that's why the Makinde is not saying, look, maybe I can come and rescue the man, being somebody from the Southwest here. Alant is not seeing a presidential ambition in 2027. Because it will be difficult for anybody from that party to come and be talking by 2027. On what ground? So that is why the man has woken up. And I'm sure even the other governor, because I've never seen them with Wike of recent. Everybody is now being called. Because if they come out again and they're talking about Tinubu, people, what they will hear from their people, they won't like it. Seriously, they won't like it. That's all of them have gone underground. But because Wike is the one who benefited from all their shenanigans, he's the one in our FCT. benefiting from what they collectively did together. All the other guys, where are they now? They have lost out. They have even their party did not win their states.
And
like Autumn, he lost
Benue.
Yeah. So these are the issues. So on what ground will he come to talk again? On what ground? Wike manipulated them. And I'm sure most of them that have woken up now to see the light. That's why Makinde is standing his ground. He's standing his ground.
And another thing is that which one of them can do what Wike is doing?
How do you mean?
Yes, now, work openly with an opposition and you are still in the same party.
Okay.
You get how many people have that confidence to do that?
Wike's confidence is the money that he stole in Rivers.
No, apart from money, it's more than money. What he's doing is more than money.
What he did, he went to court. He went to court and told the court that nobody should remove him from PDP. That court order is his. I don't know why PDP have not gone to vacate it.
Because they have a chairman who is in bed with him.
These are the issues.
That's why I said they have internal issues that have not been resolved.
It needs PDP to go to court to vacate that order. But they have not done that because the leadership of that PDP is very laid back.
Can't PDP members themselves institute a court case against this judgment? Or does it have to be the party?
Where's the leader? Which leader wants to do that?
But the leader individual take it upon himself.
There was a time they went to court. The leadership went to withdraw the case.
That they didn't come on behalf. They're not acting on behalf of the party.
It's like a staff of an organization going to court on behalf of then the chairman or the managing director now go to court and with them. So who are you as a staff to go and say you are fighting for the company? That's it. That's why they wanted to remove Damagu first. So that they can have a leadership that will now go to court and stand.
Okay.
At that point, even if Wike's supporters are in PDP, they don't have any strength.
Yes.
You understand now? Yeah. That was why he was making sure that Damagu remains the chairman, national chairman.
And
you see, that's what is going on. He wanted the leadership to be in place so that they will always support him. But now, PDP, I think gradually, by the time they do their convention, I think things will change.
But the question, what is the role of Atiku in all this?
Atiku is playing a role, but he doesn't want to come out because, one, he's looking at his age. He wouldn't want to join issues with Wike openly. It will be an insult and embarrassment. That's why he's making press statements. You cannot see him coming out to start exchanging words openly, maybe during their meeting and all that. He will pretend as if he didn't know what is going on. But behind the scene, Atiku is working seriously. Because he had realized that if he does not do that, Wike is going to do what he did in 2023.
And it's already creating a lot of issues.
I have one more question that I'm going to throw to the two of you before we go, because of our time. There seems to be, now I'm going to talk in from the party perspective of the elections happening tomorrow in Ondo State. It seems that there's little or no support for the governor PDP candidate in Ondo State, Mr. Lawal. Because normally, like in Edo, we saw the way there was a lot of support for the PDP governorship candidate. But in Ondo State, it seems like as if the party itself have given up. Because if you look at what's happening, there's no really support for the PDP candidates. So it's more or less the APC is.
You know one thing. One, it's not the main governor. You get it. The main governor died.
Yes.
So you took over.
Yes.
You get.
Yes.
So for you to now to take over as a running mate to become governor, the governor was in control of the machine of that state in terms of the party. And the deputy is always by his side. Now that is not there, is he able to fit into that shoe? Now that he's playing that role, is he playing the role the way the governor was playing it? It's such a way that holding everything. That's why if you see this Edo, the governor, the former the Obaseki,
yeah.
You see that because he has the instrument of the party in that state in his control.
Okay.
So he can easily use the instrument for anybody he supports.
Okay.
You get the same thing with Fubara using the instrument, with the local government, and that is what Wike was not happy with. That this guy is supposed to be my instrument. He's supposed to be my tool through which I control the state. But it's too disconnected from him. So he's angry. Now, like a wounded lion anyway. Now, the one in Edo, in Ondo, has he been able to step into that shoe? The question is, he has not been. So his popularity, his control of that state in terms of the party is not really strong.
The structure of the party.
Yes, it's not having a full control of that thing. That's why you see as if it's quiet. And the way he's running it doesn't run like the former person who knows how he does it. You want to fit into that place, you are not putting it in place. You know, it happened to Jonathan. When Yaradua died, you get, and Jonathan, wanted to come in as the president. He was having some issues.
Oh, yes.
He was having a lot of issues from here and there.
Yes.
So that some big people in the party now began to step in to assist him. Do you notice that?
True.
One of them was Obasanjo coming in to step in. No, that, using their control, their own instruments.
Very true.
Yes, to support him and help him up.
Very true.
That was why when he had issues with some of them when he wanted to contest, you get it, and you see some of them withdrew
from him. That was how he lost it.
and that's how he lost it. You notice?
Yeah.
So that's what is going on to this guy here.
One quick question, Barrister Darlington, which might be our last question for tonight. What is your? I'm going to ask the two of you. 1 more minute, please. What's your prediction for tomorrow's election in Ondo State? Where do you see the ticket? Where do you see it's going to?
The prediction, INEC have promised us that it's going to be free and fair election. But I'm praying, just like the CJN have now done what nobody thought. What Ariwala could not do, she have done it. So let's see whether INEC will now behave himself tomorrow.
Yes.
And then let there be free and fair election. If there is free and fair election, I'm thinking that PDP may carry the day. Because APC, they have nothing to offer Nigerians.
Okay, Mr. Ekudayo, same for you. What's your prediction?
My fear is always what happened in Edo. I was devastated. You get what I'm saying? And that fear is always there for me up till now. And I'm waiting for the court, whether you get what's going to happen in the court, in the judiciary. Maybe something will happen because
in spite of what happened to the Labour Party man, whom the court have disqualified.
Yes.
So we are still looking at that case. Maybe after the election, they will tell us why.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think this is much you can take on the program. We've had Barrister Darlington and Mr. Lawal Ekudayo in the studio with us today. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you. Chuka.
And this is where we draw the curtain on Political Voice today. Political Voice will return next week. Thank you very much. My name is Chuka Adewale Chukudile. See you.